All right, thank you. We are joined by the new incoming Williamson County State's Attorney, Marcy Cascio-Hale, who's currently a research attorney for the Fifth Appellate Court in Mount Vernon, a graduate of SIU Law School in 2010, 2009, I believe, is about the time on that. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for asking. First of all, I am from Northern Illinois, but I moved down here and became a resident in 2006 when I came down for law school. So I've been down here living in Carbondale and Murfreesboro for that entire time. It's our home now. So we love Southern Illinois.
Yeah. So tell me about your appointment. I guess it came up. Brandon Zanotti, who is the outgoing state's attorney, his last day, I believe, is this coming up on this weekend, the 23rd, I believe. Is that correct?
Friday, yes.
Friday. Okay, so it's coming up fairly soon. So tell me about the whole process that the Democratic Party. So since Brandon was a Democrat, the Williamson County Democratic Party got to pick a Democrat. So I'm wondering how they came about to you, how you kind of came up in the works and such like that.
Um, That's a really good question. My name has been floating out there in the abyss. I have not been very active in the political realm, but knowing that I wanted to move up in the legal field, if you can call it that, I talked to Brandy Bradley, and she said that she wanted, and the Democrats wanted, a candidate that was going to run in for the race in November, and I said I'm all in.
Yeah. Remind me who Brandy
Uh,
Bradley is.
Brandy Bradley is the secretary of the Democratic Party, I believe,
Okay. Okay.
down here in Williamson County.
Um, so I'm wondering. So you will serve. So there's going to be a special election coming up in November.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you plan on being on the ballot and running for the? I guess it's a 2-year unexpired term that would take us through 2024. Is that correct? Is that?
That is correct. Yes. And yes, I do plan on being on the ballot, and I am really looking forward to, I believe this 4 months is a gift because I can get to prove myself for to the Williamson County residents, the citizens, the victims, attorneys, judges, everybody. I can prove to them that I am appropriate for this job and hopefully earn their votes come November.
So tell me a little bit about, I mean, you've been kind of a research attorney. You're kind of moving into a management position. So you're going to be managing, an office full of other attorneys and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So kind of relate to me some of the experience that you've had that you think you can bring to the office that you're going to be doing it, because that's, I'm sure there's some court work that you're going to be doing, but it's really, as you said in the at the county board hearing this morning, it's like, getting on top of the backlogs of cases that the county has
Mhm.
experienced due to COVID and trying to move that along. So give me a little bit of idea of what you're kind of bringing to the table to kind of get that move through.
Well, my experience is not just research, although that is experience as well, but I did do, I was employed at the Jackson County Public Defender's Office, and I also was in private practice and did family law. So I have experience dealing with so many different types of people, attorneys, judges, court personnel, victims, families. So number one, I think that helps me, and that experience comes in with me. And I also believe that previous, I was a non-traditional student when I came to law school. I came a little bit later than most people. And before that, I had a whole other life. I was a word processing supervisor, a testing administrator. So in those positions, I did supervise 7 or 8 people. And my personal skills, my dealing with other people, I think is second to none.
So what gets your interest in law? What kind of prompted you to decide to do that?
That's a really, when I was a child, you watch those TV courtroom dramas, and I always wanted to be Susan Day. Susan Day was a judge, and I always wanted to be Susan Day. But having experience, personal experience, because I am divorced with the legal system, at that point, I was a little more than curious. So I took some steps and I did some more research. And in 2006, I was at a point in my life where I just wanted to go for it.
When you say life changing or life altering, I guess that's what you kind of went through to make the decision to do that, and that sounds like a pretty big step for anybody.
It was born out of necessity and desire to do better. At the point I was at in my life, I was not going to get ahead. And I knew that I had to take a couple steps backwards to finish my community college associate's degree, to go to Northern, get my economics degree, and to come to law school. I knew without that, it was going to be status quo. And I wanted more. I wanted more for myself and for my son.
So at that point, so you had, I guess, had some community college courses, I guess, under your belt,
Oh,
right? Yeah,
I
yeah.
love community college. I will brag on that all day long.
Right. So you had that. So then you had a moment in your life that in order to improve myself or to move forward, I've got to do something else. So becoming a lawyer isn't something that happens overnight. I mean, this is something long term, right? I mean,
Yes, yes. It was a long process. And with the trauma and the drama of being in the situation I was in, it made more sense to depend on me instead of depending on other people. So what I did is I just decided that I was going to take the road forward to be a better future for myself and my child. And I knew that was resting completely on my shoulders.
yeah.
So that's what I did.
So, I'm always interested in people's background, especially, in this particular position. You have to bring a sense of empathy for other people that are be coming through the courts in some form or fashion with whom you're dealing
Yes.
with. Do you think that extra bit of life experience will help you in this case, or kind of talk about that?
Oh, definitely. I think everybody brings to the table a special set of circumstances because their perspectives are set on what they have gone through. And being a little bit older than the average law student, going through some life before coming to law school, it gave me an opportunity to shift that perspective. And yes, I just see the full realm of what happens to victims, to defendants, to clients. And I think that comes with me in a very great way. Because unless you're looking at it from the other person's perspective, you don't understand what's really going on. And that's the whole point. You want to understand what's going on. Why is this happening? And how can we fix it? Not just the symptom, but the problem.
So, okay, so you're entering kind of a new chapter of your life, at least for 4 months.
Yes.
Providing if you you get elected, what's going to be your biggest learning curve stepping into, basically the chief prosecutor's office in Williamson County?
Well, the office has been running pretty well. I mean, they have amazing attorneys, amazing staff people. So I feel like when I entered the office, I will have the support system I need. So I think the learning curve on the office itself will be less scary than it might be because I'm not going in blind. I have this huge support system.
And as you noted, you have already worked in you said a public defender's office, correct? Yeah.
Yes,
So you
yes,
have worked on the other side in Jackson County, and
yes,
so you have a general or probably pretty good idea of how, you know, how both sides got to work at this point.
yes. And with our system, it is about working together. There is an adversarial system. That's what we are, but we are all aiming our goals at the best outcome that we can have. And sometimes that's prison, sometimes that's probation, sometimes that's meeting with people on a consistent basis. Every Within the guidelines, every decision, every outcome is personal, and it's personalized. I should say that it's personalized, not personal. Um, but yes, I think this is going to be an amazing opportunity, and I'm really eager to get my feet wet and get started.
Okay. So going to work here in the next several days, what's kind of on your agenda? What's some of the things that you're going to be looking at?
Well, Monday I will be sworn in, and that will be fun. After that, I assume I'm going to get my feet wet by going to the office and things like that. And my real goal is Tuesday to start meeting with people, with judges, with the attorneys, with the staff, and trying to get a handle on where things are. That is going to take a little bit of time to just get that understood. And then the next week, hopefully we can hit the ground running.
Yeah. And the other thing I didn't realize, I've been in Williamson County for about 20 years now, but you'll become the first woman to hold that office, hold that position.
Yes.
Is that a big deal for you? I mean, is that an accomplishment, or how do you view that?
For me personally, it's an accomplishment. For women everywhere, it's an accomplishment. But here's the thing, Mike, it's about doing the job. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. It's about doing the job. And the job is to protect the citizens of Williamson County and to prosecute cases. And that is my goal.
Very good. All right, Marcy Cascio-Hale, congratulations on your appointment and good luck. And I guess you'll be out there campaigning as well. You've also
Yes.
got a campaign ahead of you besides running an office.
Yes. Look for me. I will be out there.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.